Hi students. So this is going to be your video on the syllabus. Hopefully I'll get through the syllabus in maybe 2 or less parts. We'll find out. Let's see how efficient I could be. I'm going to go ahead and minimize myself. There we are. This is our front page of Syllabus 1301. I'm going to go over my different ways of you all contacting me. I've got different contacts there. My office phone, I kept it there. Now, since this is a COVID semester, campus is restricted to how many students and people in general are on the campus. So anybody teaching an online course is not to be on campus. Therefore, I will not be in my office, nor will I be answering phone calls. However, I left my phone number there because you can leave a message on my phone, and all of those messages go straight to my inbox. So you're welcome to do that. I will have virtual office hours Monday, Wednesday, 10 to 12, Tuesday, Thursday, 1 to 2. And we are going to keep these by appointment only because I will need to give you a WebEx link in order to meet with me. So it's best that you contact me to make that appointment. Now, there will be times where my virtual office hours will not be available because I wear several hats on our campus, and one of the big hats that I wear is the Faculty Senate President, and I have numerous meetings with administration throughout the entire semester. So there might be possibilities of me not being available at those specific times. However, if those times don't work for you, I can work around your schedule as well. So WebEx should not be an issue. Just make an appointment with me and then we can figure out a time to meet, whether it be during my office hours or outside of my office hours. Okay, you've got my email. Email is obviously available 24/7. My turnaround time is 24 to 48 hours, and I'm really quick. Now, in the event life gets too crazy for me and I have not responded to you after 48 hours, please, please, please email me back, okay? Because that'll give me alert that I need to answer your question. Sometimes I don't answer your question because I'm waiting for an answer, but let me at least let you know that an answer is coming because I'm waiting for another entity to give me an answer. Okay, so again, that's 24/7. Let's go to, that's just information about the class. I'm not going to go into some details on the course description or learning outcomes. You guys can read that. You guys are lucky ones. Because you're taking EDUC 1301, you are not required to take EDUC 1300. So you guys have one less class that's required of your degree plan. Now, I used to teach that class and I love that class. So there are great aspects of that class that I love teaching. However, because of what our state is allowing us to do, we don't necessarily have to have you as freshmen take the class. So we have embedded the learning outcomes of 1300 into this course. So a lot of the activities will cross over of what you will be doing to learn those aspects that 1300 would have taught you. All right, let's move on. The next part are the State Board of Educator certification standards. SBEC is a very important acronym you should be very, very familiar with. And Pedagogy Professional Responsibilities, which is a PPR, that is the test that you will be taking in order to certify you. You have two certification tests, a PPR and your content test, subject matter and grade level test. So SBEC is the entity that certifies teachers, and there are different standards that teachers must accomplish in their teacher education program. So I'm not going to read all of them, but all of these competencies are basically just introductory experiences that we're giving you in this class. For example, interacting, communicating with families. There might be a assignment where I will have you create a newsletter for your future parents, for example. Okay. All right, here's your textbook. Textbook Becoming a Teacher. Print and access codes are what you need. Okay, now I'm going to give you a choice of whether to have the ebook or the print book. I personally like print books because this book you're going to refer back to throughout your time as a teacher. When I was an undergrad student, I kept all my books in my major so that I can refer back to them when I needed to. Okay, the other part of this textbook requirement is an access code. You all have signed up for our online class, therefore, we're using online components of this textbook for this class. So if you don't have access codes, you won't be able to watch certain videos, you won't be able to take quizzes that are required and answer some simple response questions on videos. So it's really important that you buy the access codes. You can buy a um, what do you call it? The used book if you want, but you must purchase access codes in a different avenue if that is necessary. Okay, online class. This is an online asynchronous online class. You might be taking some synchronous classes where you're meeting with the teacher or professor at a designated time online. That's a synchronous class. Mine is asynchronous, meaning we won't be meeting as a class at a designated time. However, all of the work and all of the materials that I'm giving you is basically on your own time within a week's time frame because I will be giving you modules weekly and you will have the entire week to complete that module, okay? Um, so that is how we will be working in this class. But the other thing I do want to caution you and to prepare you for, I know that there are possibilities that you might have some internet problems or technology problems. Troubleshoot those in the first week of class, okay? Try to figure out what you need to do to amp up your internet or your bandwidth. And I'm going to go ahead and show you actually um, from Lone Star College. Well, let's go to the home page. Lone Star College, okay, we give you some resources. And I know I'm gonna move myself here. So in the search term, you can look up COVID updates, okay? If you put COVID updates in here, it'll direct you to this coronavirus update, which is a plethora of sources and resources for you all. Click on student resources. Let me make this a little bit bigger because I want to make sure you guys see this. Um, you click on student resources here and then scroll down to, there's all this information here for you guys. So I'm not going to go over all of it, but this is really good information for you to go over on your own when you need help. Go to student support, and then there's Office of Technology Services, and they can help you with anything. And then if you scroll all the way down, external resources, click here. This is where you will get a good number of resources for access to Wi-Fi, mobile hotspots, computer deals. I mean, we're giving you resources here because we want you to be able to be successful, and we want your computer access and internet access to be um, uh, not a problem for you to be successful, okay? The other thing I wanted to point out to you is the laptop. If you're having problems with your hardware and your technology, and I always like using this search. So I wanted to share with you all a campaign that our institution is providing for students. It's called the laptop checkout. There are parameters that are required in order to check out a laptop, but if you are, one of the parameters is you have to be enrolled in 6 hours, and I believe you also have to have a FAFSA application on record. Okay, there are parameters. Just watch the video. See, it says complete FAFSA. Man, I can't even see that. That's so tongue twisting. Enroll in a class, and then you keep your laptop. You do have to be consecutively enrolled. In other words, if you enroll this semester and you enroll spring, you can keep the laptop the entire year. Okay, so as long as you're concurrently enrolled, at least for six semester hours, and then you are eligible for FAFSA, then you can apply for this laptop checkout. So I wanted to bring this up to you guys so that you know that there are options for hardware technology as well as software technology through our institution. Okay, I'm going to go back to yes, here we go, to the syllabus. Now, attendance. How am I going to check out your attendance while you are, right, while you are online asynchronously? Well, there's a user progress mode that faculty all have access to, and I can check out how many of the uh, how many times you've logged in, how many times you've opened up assignments, are you submitting assignments? I have that ability to check those things out. So you should be logging in a minimum of 3 times a week, guys. You got to have engagement because guess what? You forget that you're taking class and then you're come Sunday and you're freaking out trying to find a way to finish all these assignments. Don't put yourself in that stressful mode. Schedule yourself throughout the week of when you're going to work on your assignments for this class, okay? And I say a minimum of 3 times, okay? All right. Your attendance is a grade. It's 5% of your final average. That is half a letter grade. So if you are on the verge of an A or B, then it could either drop you to a B or maintain that A or vice versa. If you have a B and you want an A, it could lift your grade up. Okay, so not a solid B. I'm talking about 88 average, okay, where you're on the verge of getting close to an A. This attendance grade could help you. So if you're not logging in consistently, it could drop you a letter or it could add a letter for you, okay, depending on what your average is. Like if you have an 80 average, most likely it's not going to lift up to a to a to an A. However, if you have a bad attendance grade, then it could lower you to a C. So you want to be careful with your attendance. Now, I do not drop students. If you find yourself falling behind, that is up to you to make that decision. Please contact me first so we can discuss what other options you have before you drop. But if it's the best thing for you, then you need to fill out the form and drop yourself. I do not drop students because I don't want to hinder your 6 drop option. Okay, 6 drop rule option. Okay, so the communication, I've already told you guys, you can email me, obviously. You can leave a message on my office phone or meet me virtually. Virtual communication, please make an appointment with me because that's the only way I can provide a link. And then email communication. Email communication, guys, I am in the midst of preparing you, okay? Preparing you to be a professional. Meaning, I don't want you to be caught off guard one day and the people that you work with and all the others, the parents, are questioning your credibility. All right. You do not want to send anybody you work with or work for an email that looks like that. That is an embarrassment, especially parents, guys. So you want to make sure that your emails are professional. You address people properly. If you know the person has a PhD, Doctor of Philosophy, or an EDD, Doctor of Education, you refer them to Dr. So-and-so. If you don't know, then the proper term or proper status or honorific for your professors is Professor so-and-so. For me, you can just address me as Professor Lee. Same situation with parents, Mr. and Mrs. If you don't know if they're married, just say Ms. Okay, do not assume. Look at their email address to see if they've got a different last name. Or you can just say Ms., so and so with your student's last name. The parent information sheets, please pay attention to those. Because if the parents have 2 different last names, you don't want to say the wrong last name to a parent. So pay attention to how you address people. Okay, so this is part one of your syllabus.